Make a video on how to modify your OG Xbox. This is a 1.0. This is going to be from start to finish how to soft mod it and get it working. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have all your tools, toothbrush, screwdriver, the proper security hex tools. I'll go over everything. I'll put links in the description below. Don't worry. Isopropyl alcohol, the higher percentage, the better. 99 would be ideal. I only have 91. So the first thing you do is you're going to get your Xbox. You're going to turn it around. I already started to pull the legs off. You have these 4 legs here. If you're strong enough, you can peel them off with your fingers. If not, you can get a flathead screwdriver and kind of push up until they get off and rip them off. So these are going to uncover screws, security screws in these corners. There's also a security screw right here where my finger is, and there's also a security screw right here where my finger is. I'm going to pull these off, and we're going to take off the screws with our security hex. So what you're going to want to do is each one of these corners with your security hex tool, you're going to want to take these all the way out, all 4 corners. I've started these, so you want to, and you also remember that you have one right here. You're going to kind of press down, and you'll figure it out. Like, you'll just kind of press through it. You'll feel the hole, and you'll unscrew it. See, it will kind of pop, and this is going to void the warranty. So unscrew this one, and then also if you go over here, if you see the little circle with the light, if I can focus my camera, same thing. You're just going to kind of get this here and feed it. So you're going to have a screw here and a screw here. Take out all these screws, and you'll be able to pull the Xbox apart. You should have a total of 6 screws. I recommend getting a plastic bag, and I'm going to put all my screws in the bag so I don't lose them. First thing we're going to do is put in the bag and flip this over and pull the case off, okay? So once you have all the screws off, I recommend with both hands kind of wiggling the sides, pushing in on the sides, and the case will come loose. See what I'm saying? You kind of wiggle it all around, and it will pull up. If you wiggle both sides, you should be able to pull off this top case. Be careful not damage. This case is actually in really good shape. I'm actually really surprised. See a little bit of dust up here. Not too bad. So this is a stock Xbox. We have our, I think it's probably 8 gig C gig. This is 1.0. I'm assuming it's an 8 gig drive. This disk drive does not work. We're going to go ahead and take everything out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and unhook the cables. You'll see a screw right here. We're going to want to remove. And then we're going to want to remove, there's a screw holding the hard drive here. And there's also a screw down here to remove. You want to have a longer handle. Once you get that, you can then take the hard drive case off and disconnect everything. So we want to remove these 3 screws now. I got all 3 screws out. This is a different smaller torque hex. Again, I'll put the link in the description below. These are the only 3 screws you need. Now you can just go ahead and unhook. We're going to unhook the hard drive from the hard drive. It's very difficult to do with one hand. I'm trying to make a video for you guys. But you can kind of pull this out with your fingers nice and gently. And same thing with this. If your hard drive's not super tight, you can kind of go on each side, but what I recommend doing for this is having like a screwdriver, and then it has these little edges. You can kind of pull on each side a little bit. Pull on each side until you get it out. Like go left and right, kind of wiggle it out. Don't use too much force. You really don't want to break it. Even though we're not using the hard drive, we don't want to break this power cable because we need the power cable when we mod it. And if I do that, boom. See, I popped, sorry, if I can even focus, I popped it right out. So we have this. Now we can pull the hard drive out, and we'll pull the disk drive out. I need both hands for doing this. I'm going to put my screws in my bag, and we'll go from there. When you're doing the hard drive, you want to remove all the clips from the side and run it over here to the corner so you can easily pull it out. You can run this back when you need to do it, but that's the easiest way to do it. And then with the hard drive, again, you can just go in the back and unplug it. It's pretty simple to do. You're not going to need this IDE cable because we're going to be modding this. So we're going to place it with an 80-pin IDE. And again, the same thing with the power adapter for the hard drive. You can slowly press in and out, be gentle to not break the cable, and pull it out like so. So now this hard drive is disconnected. You can actually go with your fingers. I recommend gently pushing up on it, and you're going to kind of wiggle it out with the hard drive. I need both hands for this, but I'm going to pull the hard drive up. The hard drive is going to come out here. You're going to wiggle it, and then you should be able to remove the wire on this side to pull it out. I definitely need both hands for this, but that's the easiest way to pull it out. We'll do it right now. Show you. And you notice as I'm pulling it out, I threaded the cable past this as a little opening. So it will sit here. This is going to be, I'm pretty sure there's a 1.0, but we'll go ahead. We got the hard drive container out. Let me give you guys a better view. And now we'll go ahead and pull the hard drive, sorry, the disk drive all the way out. Same thing, disk drive, just go up and over. And this is a complete untouched motherboard. This is a 1.0 because it has a fan on it. It's actually in pretty good shape. It is a little dusty. And you notice we have a thing called a clock cap. This is our clock cap right here. We are going to remove this bad boy. Everything else looks like to be in pretty good shape, honestly. We're going to clean it out. First thing you want to do is inspect the caps though. So anytime you open a motherboard, you want to check to see if any of these caps are bulging or have leaking. This thing is a 1.0 and it's in very good shape. I even think the clock cap might even be good, to be honest. Because I did set the time and it's saved. But I am going to remove the clock cap Just because you don't need it, the soft mods go past it. You really don't need it. And we'll go ahead and clean this thing out. We're going to change the thermal paste on this, on the CPU and the GPU, and clean it out. So the first thing I recommend doing is pulling all the cables out, because you really don't need the cables, like the IDE hard drive. We'll pull that off. You also want to pull this cable out. Just be very gentle with it. Don't break it. We're going to disconnect the fan as well here, and the case fan here, because we won't be needing it right now. We're going to go remove the GPU and CPU and take off the clock cap. Let me show you guys a cheat code for the clock cap. You can take the motherboard out and desolder it, but all you really need, honestly, need is some pliers and just grab a hold of the clock cap. Make sure you know what the clock cap is. So there's a bunch of caps here for a 1.0. This is this big guy right here I'm touching. This is the clock cap. There's documentation online. Make sure you do not pull the wrong cap. You will be crying. These are the different caps we have available. Check the power supply too over here. Power supply looks in pretty good shape. Probably don't touch the power supply when it's been on. It's been off for a little while. You can shock yourself. Just be very careful. These 1.0s, sometimes they have soldering issues in the back. So if you're having power issues, make sure you have proper solder there. But all this white stuff here is just glue and gunk. This board looks in very good shape. I'm very happy to modify this board. It's in great shape. As you see, we're going to go pull the clock cap now. I just need both hands, but the easiest way to do is get some pliers and just wiggle it back and forth, and pull it out. I'm going to show you the aftermath. I can't do it as record, but it's very simple to do. We're going to remove the clock cap. So if you see, I still have a little bit of the legs left. This is the clock cap. It has been removed. It's actually not leaking. This is one of the best clock caps I've seen in a long time. I'm going to go ahead and pull the legs off, and I'm going to clean the board with a toothbrush and some isopropyl alcohol. Honestly, we should TSOP this, so I'll probably take the board out and fully clean it. But just for the soft mod video, I'll just do a quick clean out, and we'll soft mod this thing. I already backed up the EEPROM on it, so we'll go from there. Let's pull these legs off. You want to pull the clock cap legs off and clean it off. What I'm going to do is with the clip, we're going to want to press up and remove this. And then this is a piece that goes right here, if I can record correctly. This goes down, you push it up, and you're going to kind of press on the legs here at the bottom and release up. It's pretty simple to do. The CPU is actually really easy. You can kind of just wiggle it off with the paste. And we are going to get off this beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is your CPU. We're going to go ahead and clean this with isopropyl alcohol. Remove this as well. I highly recommend putting WD-40 on this. It will come off really easy. Let it soak in WD-40 and it will be super easy to take off the thermal paste. We're going to do that in the GPU right now. The GPU is coming off next. All right, the next cheat code is our beautiful pliers. You're going to want to grab an end of the corner, if I can see when I'm recording. Press down, hold the board tight, and press straight up. And I pop them out with brute strength every time. I'm pretty strong. I go to the gym. Come on now. No, anyways, I just popped this bad boy off. This is our GPU. Again, I've never damaged one doing it this way, but you absolutely can turn it on for like 3 or 4 minutes, plug it, clean it up, plug everything in, and just leave it on for 3 minutes, let the CPU paste warm up, and then pull it off. It will be a lot easier, or you can be a mean kind of brute force it. And if you see I kind of bent the metal there a little bit, it's not going to affect anything. I'll go ahead and bend it back with the pliers, but I'm going to do the same thing and put WD-40 on, only put WD-40 on this side. On this side, we're going to use isopropyl alcohol and scrape off this excess. I'll show you how to do that right now as well. So we got our CPU and our GPU, where you're definitely going to want to replace the thermal paste. Very important to do. So cheat code, WD-40. Let it soak for a little bit. It will make pulling this thermal paste super easy. A little bit of WD-40. This is a cheat code for removing thermal paste. All right, to remove the thermal paste on the CPU, I spray a little bit on the CPU and a decent amount on the GPU. And I have these little plastic scraping things. I'm going to go in. You can be pretty rough with the GPU. I mean, you want to get off all the plastic stuff. Let the alcohol soak in and scrape it off. With the GPU, I recommend you be very gentle. Be very, very gentle. It's a CPU. Don't do a lot of pressure. I'm just mainly, I'm going to do is wipe this off. Be very light. You want to get all this purple stuff. You're looking at my arm. I apologize. I'm trying to do this one-shot video, but see, I'm taking all the stuff off. It will all come off. This is probably the most tedious thing to do the whole time, is removing the thermal paste and scraping it. I'm going to use both hands to do it, but just go in and make sure this is really clean. Get all this stuff off. I recommend getting like a paper towel as you do it and take off lumps of stuff with it as well. It will do a good job. So with like a paper towel, I'm coming in, I'm grabbing. So I grabbed a lot of it in the paper towel. You're going to want to just clean these off best you can. So I'm going to clean these off and we'll see how they come out. Give me a second. And with the same plastic spudger, you want to go with the WD-40, if it soaks in for a little bit, go back and forth until you remove all the excess grease off of. You definitely want to spray it with the alcohol and wipe it off with a towel until they get nice and clear. We're going to go spray these off, take all the rest of the stuff off of them. Little elbow grease and WD-40, they come out super clean. You want them looking like this. Also, I did a pretty good job. You can still see a little bit, but you want it to be obviously as reflective as possible. This is on the edge. Don't really worry about it. As long as you coat this well, it'll be fine. I'm going to run it again. It just has so much stuff. You kind of want to run it with the fingernail just to get all the thermal paste off. You want to have really good contact. That's same with the CPU. It has like a, I don't want to damage the chip, but I scraped off most of it. It's pretty good. That's just my oils and stuff. So I'll spray it one more time with the alcohol, wipe it off, and then we're going to apply thermal paste. Another thing you also might want to do is unscrew these fans. There's 4 little screws here, if I could focus, and clean out the heatsink. I'm going to do that right now with the Phillips head. Get this nice and clean. When the fan's out, you want to clean all this junk off. I'm just going to spray isopropyl alcohol. You can even run it in the water. It'll be fine. Just get all this junk out of the heatsink. You don't want it. Your best bet is actually spray with alcohol and a toothbrush. Get in between all the grill. I'm going to show you. This is before the toothbrush, and we'll see how it looks after. And here's our after. Now we'll put the fan back on. It's a few screws. Pretty simple. All right. We got our CPU cleaned out and our GPU and CPU cleaned out. This is actually MX5 thermal paste. I'm going to go ahead and apply. I'm going to apply a little bit on the back and a little bit at the back here. And I'm also going to coat this with a light layer and a spatula. And I'm going to coat the CPU just on the CPU area, not around it. So you only want to coat in the areas. You don't want to coat around it. So just the silver area here and the CPU, this little square. So I'm going to coat them real fast with CPUs. I probably use too much. Honestly, you're going to give me shit on this using too much. But the amount I've used, I've never had an issue. I'll show you how I do it. Give me 1 second. So this is how much I put on. Definitely a little too much. I actually spilled a little, get a little alcohol and clean it off with a napkin. But that's not all I put on. I also put it on the backs of these, so I have like a little double. It's a very thin layer. I spread them apart so I have enough coverage. And it's pretty simple. So once you have them ready to go, obviously make sure your fans face the right way. We're going to put the GPU like that. And we put the CPU on the side. And it will give you really good coverage. And make sure we want to snap them down. So you'll press them down. And that's it. And so now what we want to do is we will put the clips back on them. Same way we put them on. Clips on. And then make sure everything's good. We'll do that right now. Obviously, don't be me. Make sure you put the clip on, then put the fan on. So the same thing, you can go vice versa. Go this way. You'll press this down. And it will snap into place. It's pretty simple. Simple, easy peasy. Snap this in. I need 2 hands to do it. But snap this in, then put the fan over it. Don't make a mistake. I usually don't take the fan off. My fans are usually clean. And then we'll have it snapped in. And put it the right way. This is just a little rust here. It's not dirt. I'll try toothbrushing that real fast though. But if you notice, it's clamped in. It's not moving. It should never move at all. Either one. They should be fully seized and this should be pressed down. You press up, lock it down. Not moving. I'm going to see if I can wipe this off real fast and then we'll put the fan back on. Alright, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Normally you'd plug everything back in. I'm probably going to TSOP swap this since this is a 1.0. I'm going to make another video on that, how to do it. It's very simple. I'll show you how to do it with Connective Ink. But this video is about soft modding. So if you're soft modding your machine, you're all ready to go. Like I said, I would go in, just clean the rest of it out, make sure all the connections are tight. This is a 1.0, so I'm only have 1 row. Motherboard, you can take this out. You also want to clean your fan with a toothbrush and some alcohol. You'll be good to go. So we're just going to connect everything back up. And the next thing we're going to do is actually, this has a bad disk drive. So even with this video, I'm going to show you guys what I do to resurface our disk drive. So we're going to do our disk drive next, the one I just knocked. Well, we have a good old Thompson drive. So with the Thompson drive, we need Phillips head screwdrivers here, and then I believe it's on the other side. I'm going to double check. Oh, they're in the back. My bad, they're in the back. I should know this by now. Those are Phillips, but these I think are security screws. So it's a total of 4 screws. Let's go in and undo them now and go from there. All right, it's actually just 4 screws. What I do now is I'm going to go ahead and take the bottom off. It has these little clips here. You kind of pull them out to the side, and you'll slide the bottom off, and we'll get access to the top. So it's really hard to do this with one hand, but I'm going to go ahead. We're going to take apart our drive. It has these little clips in the corner here. You can just pull them apart and pull it off. I need both hands to do this, but I put my screws over here, and we're going to take it apart now. So this is the top half. This is our laser, and it's actually in really good shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all the rails, get all the junk off, and with some isopropyl alcohol and a Q-tip, I'm going to try cleaning the laser. The biggest problem with this is they don't sell any replacement lasers. It's pretty dirty. This does not read disk, so maybe a cleaning might fix it, but I highly doubt it. I have very, very low hopes of this working. So if you have a disk drive, you either have probably bad caps or a bad laser. They're over 20 years old. The odds of them working are slim. Let's see if we can get this one to work. I'll tell you right now, it does not read games. So let's see if I can refurb it. I highly doubt it, but I'm going to do it anyways. So here's the backside, little trick of the trade. This little white thing, you can actually eject the disc and clean it out. If you just move this forward, it will start ejecting the disc, as you see. So the bottom see it's coming out. So move this forward, and you can then eject the disc all the way out. See, and clean all the rails. So I'm going to clean all the rails. I'm going to go in. We're going to use isopropylic alcohol. I'll go through that right now. I'm just going to clean all the rails with a toothbrush, blow it all out with air, and see if we can refurb this thing. So that's the trick of the trade to open it. It's this little white thing. You press it in, and it'll come out. We're going to make sure all our cables are good. I'm going to clean off the board with isopropylic alcohol. I'm going to spray it down. Pretty simple. Spray it. This is 91%. Don't worry, it's not going to mess anything up. You will probably want to use a clean toothbrush, but I'm going to check all the solder. I'm going to go in. I'm going to scrub, see if there's any loose parts. Hopefully not. I'm going to clean both sides. I'm going to check both connections to see, make sure everything's good to go. Make sure there's no, I'm not going to micrometer or actually check. I'm just going to give it a quick clean, see if we can get it to work, but it probably has bad caps, which seems to be the most common issue. But definitely clean out your stuff. Make sure your connections are good. Make sure you don't have any trace rot. You can kind of see if there's like trace rot here. If you have like, we'll go ahead and I'll kind of clean this whole board off, just some alcohol in case, and see if anything's broken. I don't see anything pointing on me right now. I'm kind of worried about this ribbon cable, but we'll see. Go from there. All right, the next thing we want to do is we want to clean the laser. See how we have a little lens here? I'm going to get a Q-tip. I'm going to put some isopropylic alcohol in it. I'm going to clean all around this. I'm going to get the lens, and then the main thing you would do is you want to get the laser. The laser is this thing right in the middle, this little blue thing. You're going to want to apply it with some laser. I'm going to clean all around with some isopropylic alcohol. We're also going to clean around where these screws are and just get it as clean as possibly can. If you want, also see this little thing, you could apply some lube, some like lubrication on this metal pole here. You can do like some WD-40, put on your hand, or even like, it really wants lithium grease, but whatever you have will work. This one's not too bad. It moves pretty freely. But I went ahead and cleaned out all the rails as you see. So I'm going to do my best to refurb this without actually doing anything crazy. And again, I sprayed in my toothbrush, and I also cleaned the inside. So I got the back side and inside the board, just to hope that maybe it will work. We'll see. All you can do is hope with these things. All right, so what I do is I actually put the alcohol on this, and then I'll slowly get the lens. This is probably too much. Don't worry, this is going to dry, but I go all around the sides, everything. I just kind of like get the toothpick. I'm doing this by recording, so I don't really see what I'm doing, but I'll kind of get the sides, and I'll just kind of clean everything. And I want to get that mirror on the back side, so I'll probably actually grab another one. I'm just kind of cleaning everything best I can with this. So see how dirty it was. Not too bad, but we'll go from there. Again, also with the toothpaste. Q-tip, look how much junk I got out of this. The laser actually was pretty dirty. I got a lot of grease off this laser. It had some dirt on it. So this is like residual junk. I'm not really too worried about it. Just the laser, don't touch obviously with your fingers. I Q-tipped it again. All we can do now is test and go from there. So the same way we put it on, go and put both pieces back on. What we'll do is we'll test this. I usually don't actually screw it in in case I have to try cleaning it again, but I'll probably screw it in because I think this disk drive is just going to be bad. I get 90% of my disk drives are bad, especially Thomson's. Thomson's are known to be bad. So if you have a bad disk drive, we're modding it anyways. It's not going to matter. So we'll go from there. All right, I had to bring on another Xbox just because I only have one StarTech adapter right now. So I'm going to go over the best adapter in the business is you want the StarTech adapter. It's by far the best adapter. This is the 24-pin Amazon. Here's the issue. I have them on order, and I'll get it to tomorrow, and I'm making the video now. So these are what you want. I'll put a link for the correct ID cable. You can fold it over. This is actually a smaller hard drive. This is a 1 terabyte. You're going to use it with the SATA adapter in your hard drive. This one, I also have an 80-pin. I actually got this from a flea market. This is the 80-pin IDE, and you can. I'm not a fan of these. Use these AliExpress ones. As you see, I resoldered them. They come with really crappy solder poles, and you really, if you have a guy, can add. You want to add a resistors here to actually make them run fast. They only run at UDM 4 speeds, reliable. If you set it to UDM 5, it's going to crash and lag out. They're like $2 or $3 at AliExpress. Do they work? Yes. Do they suck? Absolutely. Spend the money, buy the StarTech. So for this video, make sure you have the StarTech and a good 80-pin IDE. Honestly, this is going to fit a little short because it's a smaller one. This is 24 inches. This is only 19 inches. So this is going to fit kind of funky. But for the video, I will use the crappy one just to show you. But definitely, if you're doing it for yourself and you want it to last a long time, use the StarTech. Trust me, the StarTech's the way to go. StarTech adapter, 80-pin IDE. Like I said, this is another 1.0. This one is a 1.6. This is a 1.0. So you're going to put the drive back. I'm going to put the drive back and test it to see if we fixed it and go from there. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the hard drive up. I actually have an adapter. We're going to use this 1 terabyte Western Digital hard drive. I have it plugged into my computer. Again, you can use all types of adapters. I will put a link in the description below what adapter you can use. You just need an adapter that plugs in your computer, and we're going to use Fat Explorer. We're going to load the EEPROM that we got off the Xbox into this to make this Xbox thing because it's the exact same hard drive, even larger. So I'll walk you through that right now. Again, I've made these videos already on my channel, so it's the same exact tools. You'll insert the hard drive. It's not going to find anything. You want to go to formatting tools, and we're going to do original Xbox hard drive. And it's going to take a second to look. So the main thing you want to be careful is you don't want to format your computer hard drive. People have done it. So we put a 1 terabyte Western Digital. What does it say? Western Digital 1 terabyte. This is my computer drive. See how it's a physical drive and it's 3 terabytes? Don't do your computer drive. You will be very, very sorry. So we're going to go over here and hit next. And again, this is where people get very confused. You have a bunch of different options to pick from. So we are going to be doing a soft mod. If we soft mod, you want to select this one, LGBA BIOS partitioning table. If, like, for example, I'm going to do this hard drive as a soft mod. If I want to build it as a TSOP SIR BIOS, I would do this. But we're just doing a soft mod. So select this one, hit next. And then these are all the information you get. It tells you the size. If you notice, it's going to make the F drive 924 gigs of our terabyte. So the E drive, 4 gigs, don't worry about that. Don't even bother changing it. Leave it exactly how it is. I set up the drives after. I think it's stupid to do it before. Quick format, hit format, let it go. My phone's going to have a hard time focusing because I'm recording my computer. So now our drive's formatted. So now you go over here into devices. I apologize for recording off. I have a video that does the exact same thing on my YouTube channel. I'll link it. But like I said, I'm trying to one-shot this video. Make it short and sweet. Give it a second for it to load. You're going to see you have an Xbox drive. So now we want to hit load device. And now what we want to do is we want to build the E drive. You can hit enable. We want to build the E drive, the C drive, and the F drives for our games. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go here and mount this drive. We're going to then copy over all the files into this drive. I'll show you that in a second. Again, I'll have the links for this. I'm going to do a clean C drive. So this is our C drive. You're going to want to copy everything in our C drive. This is our Western Digital. So we're going to our Western Digital is on this PC. See all the seasons I'm watching of The Simpsons. That's what I do. Done. So this is your C drive. This is a clean C drive to be a default OS. We are absolutely done. Now we're going to go to devices. We're going to unmount because now we need to go to the E drive. Unmount it anyways. Click on this. Load device. Now we're going to mount the E drive. So we did the C. Now we do the E. Hit E. Mount partition. Same thing. Now we're going to copy over the E drive. Give me 1 second to load that. So again, I'll leave the link for description below, but I'm actually going to copy some dashboards as well. These are the dashboards I want, so I'm going to put them over. So I'm going to copy all these files over to the E drive. Same thing too, we're doing the hard drive, the E drive. It's going to take a few minutes, about 500 megabytes. Just wait for it to finish. I'm trying to make this video short and sweet. I won't make you wait. All right, all the files loaded on E drive. Now we want to eject this drive. All right, so we're going to go back to our devices. We're going to go here. We're going to unmount it. Now we want to set our game directory up. Same thing, load devices. Now we want to get to our big drive, our F drive. So if you actually go over, you can see how much space it has. See this Y drive has 700 megs. The F drive, see how it says 900. We have all of our space on it. F drive, we're going to mount it. And we're just going to go ahead and create all the folders we want. We're going to create a folder called Homebrew, a folder called Games. And I'm going to show you how to do that in 1 second. I just need both hands. All right, so what I do on the F drive, our large drive, is I make a folder. This is where you're going to put all your extracted Xbox ISOs. This is where you want to download all your emulators. I recommend just downloading your emulators off XBMC for gamers if you're a first time, and then loading the ROMs later. Same thing with your Homebrew. Save all your Homebrew games to Homebrew, and your apps to apps. So I already have a few games extracted. So like say I want Worms Armageddon 4. So you go within the games directory. Each game needs to have its own folder. So I'm copying over the whole entire, says Worms 4. You want to keep the names really short. You can pretty much name them whenever you want because it's actually getting the file from the information in this default.xb file. And if you notice, this is not an ISO format. Mine are extracted. So I extract them, the game's extracted, and I do it this way. I personally like this way, even though it's not the best way to save space. This works the best for me. This thing is not focusing on my computer. So each one of your game will be like Halo 2, Halo 3, all the different games will have their own folder. As long as your games all have a default XBE, the artwork will be able to find the game. And you'll just go ahead and, like example, I only have a few games here. I'm not going to spend the whole video copying over, but these are all your games. You just copy over into the games directory, Each game has its own folder. Each game is extracted. So like WWF, WrestleMania, all the games need to be extracted and they'll work just fine. Same thing with the emulators. You want to put the ROMs in a ROM folder. It's pretty simple. Again, I have videos on how to do it. Once we're done with this, I'll eject it and we'll see if it works on the Xbox. One thing to note, this is about as fast as you're going to get games on these slower hard drives on non-SSDs. You might get about 40 megs a second, but it's going to be way faster than via FTP. depending on the file. So your best bet to transfer games is to get Fat Explorer, mount the drive, and transfer them this way. It is going to take a very long time, just know that. All right, we are actually not done. So now what we want to do is unmount the drive. Click on the drive, unmount. Now we need to set the EEPROM. So we go to the hard drive security tools. If you've already soft modded it, you're running the Rocky 5, it will actually have a folder called backup on your E drive. What I do is I FTP over and copy to my computer, which I've already done. So you want to select your drive. Dude, this is not focus. This is our Western Digital 1 terabyte. This is my computer drive, remember? So we're going to go here. And now we want to load the EEPROM file. So I already have it backed up. I'm going to load the EEPROM to make the motherboard think it's exact same hard drive for this machine. So if you're soft modding, you need to have your EEPROM. You can't get your EEPROM. You either need to get a mod chip or TSOP flash where it doesn't need it. So this is one of the things about soft modding. You need to have your EEPROM. That's why I recommend having a working Xbox. You want to mod it beforehand and back up your EEPROM. It does it automatically for you as soon as you do Rocky 5. You can FTP it over, put it on USB, whatever you want to do, but you definitely need your EEPROM. And if you can't get it, you can use programs like PyPom, or you can get a mod chip. But if you're soft modding, you need your EEPROM. So we're going to do that now. So I went ahead and I saved it as, I date my EEPROMs when I do an Xbox. Like I put a date so I know which one it is. And it'll be my EEPROM.bin file. You hit OK, you guys can have my EEPROM. And there's my EEPROM. And I just click set password, hit OK. Once the password's set, now we can eject the drive and test it on our Xbox. When you're done, you want to close the program and then eject the hard drive. So I'm going to go ahead and eject the hard drive, which is called my best USB device. And now I can take the hard drive out safely. Again, you want to get that good ID cable and the StarTech adapter. I'm plugging in the cable here, plugging this in, plugging the disk drive. I'm just going to let everything hang right now. I'm not going to put everything into place because you want to test to make sure everything's working before you put everything back together. So again, I'm going to order StarTech, but definitely in my video, just pretend this is a StarTech adapter. We're just using this for now. Again, you want to plug in the power into here. You always want to make sure that the hard drive is set to master. So StarTech and other adapters have adapters here. Make sure this is set to master, and we'll go from there. So I have everything plugged in. Now you're going to go ahead and test and be good to go. Remember our disk drive wasn't working? In the tray we have NHL 2003. I fixed the disk drive. Just want to point that out. That is a beautiful sound of a Thompson drive working. I still have the OG hard drive. I was just testing to make sure everything was good. I'm going to swap in the other hard drive. It's working good. Here it going, Ham. I'll put it back where it needs to go. Moment of truth. Got the hard drive, the AliExpress adapters, and the flea market thing. Let's see if we get a Xbox. You'll know if it works if you get a Microsoft logo. Just like I said, this adapter sucks. Don't worry, the good adapters come in. You'll see why people don't like this adapter. It takes forever to load. Sometimes it will even crash out. So you have to wait for the Microsoft logo. This is why I am not a fan of these AliExpress adapters. People make way better adapters. It's not necessarily an issue with the ID cables. Also, make sure you plug in black to blue. And what do we have here? We have our stock dashboard. We are modded, baby. So this is our 1 terabyte hard drive. And the main thing I want to do is we're going to go ahead and put a dashboard on this. So I'll plug a dashboard on this, probably X, B, and C for gamers, and go from there. And we are modded. Notice I put, if you put clean hard drives on this, you'll get just the default. And we did fix our disk drive, which is really awesome. So I'll show you another super easy way you can do. You guys can install dashboard via disk, because when you're we want to do is we want to soft mod this next. So I'll probably put Rocky 5 on it so it reads burned games. All right, so I'm going to do this kind of a super lazy way. I have my Rocky 5 inject USB. I'm just going to soft mod this hard drive. So this is going to run. This is going to boot up for a second. You're just going to walk through the Rocky 5 soft mod. The reason why we're soft modding this hard drive is I want to be able to read burned games, and I'll install a dashboard through the CD-ROM drive. Again, I could take this out and install the dashboard through Fat Explorer as well. I could FTP it over. There's a lot of different things you can do. I'm just showing you I'm already this far, and if you want to do it, there's multiple ways to do it. But we're basically all set to go, and I'll put everything back. This Xbox has been modded. As you see, I'm going to install the soft modding tools, and good to go. All right, when your soft mod is done, you get an orange light, and our machine has been successfully soft modded. I just installed XBMC emulation station on it, but I'm probably going to switch over to XBMC for gamers and go from there. But that's basically how to do it. All right, just gonna show you guys. We got XBMC running now, and we loaded those 2 games. Press A. There are games. I can go over artwork and stuff, but I fixed the disk drive. I soft modded this, and we installed a 1 terabyte hard drive and completely refurbished our Xbox. It's really just that simple. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with FTPing and modifying different dashboards and whatnot. So you also, if you have us, you can put soft mod CDs. We can also SirBIOS this thing. I haven't decided what I want to do. I actually might just SirBIOS this machine just because I like SirBIOS. So I'll probably just TSOP this next. But that's how to do a soft mod for your OG Xbox.